part of the problem. Part of the problem is people being negligent and not admitting that they're part of the problem. Like, it's not like, oh, you're the reason. We're blaming it all on you. It's just a collective effort. So to say, I don't see race in the classroom, I don't teach race in the classroom, that's part of the problem. That's, you can't not acknowledge it. You can't not acknowledge that it's different. It's a different experience than for a black boy than it is for a white boy. Different experience from a black girl from a white girl, but it's also a different experience from a black boy and a black girl. And a lot of the things is, like I said in my previous videos, whenever we talk about diversity, it's always talking about either, if it's talking about racial diversity, it's talking about black males, black boys. It's talking about gender diversity, it's always talking about white girls, white females, white students. Okay? It's never about, black girls. They're always left out of the conversation. And this is exactly what all I'm doing is sparking a conversation. I'm not looking in for the fame. I just want to shed light on a topic that's really not being discussed in education, and I don't want it to be a reactive thing. It should be a proactive thing, because like this 2020 has been a rough year. It's been a lot of things. So going into the next school year, whether it's through NTI, through if it's regular school year, I want my coworkers to be able to make the difference and be like, all right, that's the past. That's the way we do things in the past. But now we are better. We're back and we're better. I'm big on growth as educators, and this is one of the things I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about giving all my students a fair opportunity to be successful. Let's not just, get it twisted that I'm only focused on the black boys and black girls in my classroom because I'm black. I want all my students to be successful. And the difference is between saying that I don't teach color is that I do teach color. I have told my students that, as a black boy, you're faced with different obstacles than your white friend. That's the reality. That's not taking their innocence. That's just preparing them. Okay, I may not go into depth. Okay, I may I've talked about how we do women's rights. We do women's rights movement. We do all. I'm big on including everything and trying to incorporate people that look like my students. I'm in the inner city school system. I want my students to know that it's not all bad stuff that happens to black people. So it's a lot of stuff to be celebratory about. Sometimes a lot of things to celebrate. We have to celebrate the accomplishments that we can celebrate, like things that happen. Okay, it shouldn't just be the negative things. Okay, it should be a we celebrate everything, and I'm big on my students getting that experience. It's just not about, I tell like my coworkers all the time, what works for you can't do what I do. I'm not saying it in no cocky way, but you can't do what I do. My experiences are totally different from your experiences. I grew up in similar to way that my students grew up. Okay, I may not had it like as rough as some of them, and I may not have had it good as some of them, but I can see where they're coming from. Okay, but that doesn't lock out all the other teachers or white teachers who may not understand. It's just the point of trying to understand and trying to understand our students, and in this case our black girls. I'm not telling teachers to change their style up. Okay, why don't you get results? Now the best analogy I like to use is for football. Okay, have a coworker who's my mentor, who's a fantastic teacher. She gets the results done. She gets classroom management skills. She's amazing. She gets if it's a top tier of teachers, she's in the top tier. She's not a tier 2, not a tier 3. She's top 2 tier, but she's not the second tier. Okay, if that makes sense. me and her, like she said, she gives me compliments. Like, I've been doing this a long time, and you're still going to be a great teacher. You're already a great teacher. I want to tell you now. I'm gonna give you flowers while you're still here. But I've told her that our styles is too different. She's from the old school. She's from like, like the old school way of teaching, but not like as far as where she's not open minded. It's just like that she has certain ways that she likes to go about doing stuff. Where I'm more hands on. I'm more of a hands on projects person. She's more all right by the book, discuss it, and get the results still. And it's not like people complain about her. Like, the students love her. It's just we have two different styles. It's similar to I like to think myself like a Dabo Sweeney of Clemson versus a Nick Saban. Like Nick Saban is all, hey, discipline, getting things done. You don't see him smile a lot. Hey, we got another job to do. Be doing. Okay, Dabo Sweeney is not the same way. He's a players coach. He's all about hype and intensity. He's all about feeding off his players. That's two different styles. But guess what? They both have multiple championships. They're both proven winners. So it doesn't matter if you not the type of teacher that I am, and it doesn't matter if I'm not the type of teacher you are. The only thing that matters is having these black girls feel empowered, safe, and feel like they can be part of the school. A part of the success in the school. Everybody's like, oh, y'all got. One of the things I heard about my school that I had to nip in the bud about somebody who had no idea is, oh, you teach there? Oh, I'm sorry for you. Why are you sorry for me? Because my students are very capable of doing the same work. And matter of fact, if you talk with numbers, they're doing way better because of the growth and the gap that they came from, how they came from. They wasn't prepped and going through the traditional program. They came from a different background, and they still flourish. I'm not gonna let nobody talk about my students. Every teacher knows that. Okay, so let's get back. I'm sorry, I've been rambling. Let's get back to our focus. Okay, so this video I was really just talking about like what things that can be done at home, the alternative things. Really, just wrapping it up. We're just gonna wrap it up. This journey of trying to figure out what can I do to help solve this problem or help solve this problem, it's been eye-opening. It's been like an enlightening thing. I really have gained a new perspective. I really gained a new perspective in these things, and I'm proud. I'm proud of this work. I'm proud of this YouTube series. I'm glad that STEPS, Classroom Teachers and Active Positive Solutions, gave me the opportunity to display my passion and try to figure it out. Okay? All the information that to my research, you want to see the interview questions, everything's going to be linked here. So give me a call, plug me. Hey, I'm plug me in. Okay? Count me in and count me out. So I remember so let me start with this. I'm a story guy. You feel me? I'm very passionate. I'm very personable. One of the things I have a student, black girl, freshman. I'm in the freshman academy. She complains about everything I do to her. Get off your phone. I need you to get off the phone. Come on now. Like, you only say that to me. You only worry about me. You don't say nothing to nobody else. I mean, nah, it's not true. One day after school, she had ESS, and I could tell something was wrong. And I said, what's wrong? And she broke down. Everybody, they still human. These kids are still human. These students are still human. She broke down. I was like, what's going on? She was telling me how stuff that's going on at home is carrying over to school, how she don't want to stay at school, do ESS. She don't want to stay with the teacher. And I was like, here, I gave her a hug. I was like, look, you built for this, okay? You built for this. This ain't doing nothing but making you a better person, making the trials and tribulations, okay? You're built for this. You're a black queen. Giving her that guidance and that reassurance that she is very capable of handling this business, and even though she may not like the situation she's in, she can still strive and prosper, okay? After that, You became like this. What's up, bestie? Hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying, in the mornings. All, you know, like looking out for her. Like, she saw that I cared and I really cared. Not that I'm just saying it, but I really cared about her. So as part of building relationships, that's one thing that I'm talking about with the black girls. They have to feel like you are really there for them. And not just the black girls, all your students, but in this case, because of our topic, a lot of other things, if you build a relationship, kids and students are going to do just because they're out of respect for you. So, like that story being said, I really do want to emphasize building relationships and getting to know your students. All right, that may come, like you can click on this, so I'll have an example of my professional development and how you can do it and strategies I use. But like I said, what works for me is not work for you, okay? Different background, different type of person. You know, you may be that old school, that Nick Saban. I'm a Dabo Swinney. Okay? Maybe a Michael Jordan, maybe a LeBron. They both the GOATs. LeBron's gonna what? He's gonna get his teammates involved. Michael's gonna take over. So I'm big on that. So like the problem at hand, having them pushed down, misunderstood, and excluded, they have to have. After discussing the interviews that I've had, these students don't want they want to feel involved. They want to be successful. They don't come in and be like, you know what, I don't like this teacher. I'm gonna make their life a living hell. They don't want that. It's stuff that they go through, and a lot of my coworkers have been accused of deliberately doing things that get under people's skin. And these are kids. You can't hold grudges against kids. One day may have bad days. Empathetic discipline. Instead of asking like, what's wrong with you? Like, what happened to you? It's something we got to take in consideration. So after the interviews, I'm realizing that it's both parties. You know, these black girls need to know that they're gonna be held to a higher standard since they're part of the process. They should want to be held to a higher standard. These teachers, you gotta build relationships, and not you. With this in mind, the whole point of this conversation, this YouTube series, is to burn it in your mind, so you can have the conversation, so you can be able to think about this next time you're teaching. Okay, so school's over this year. You can think about it for next year. So when you like, black girl showing out in class, I don't get it. She's loud. Once you're feed into that negative, stereotypical nonsense and contributing to writing the referrals and getting them suspended 6 times compared to 1, you know, hopefully you get to eliminate that. So one of the biggest things I want to stress is be the difference. Be the difference. I don't think that is really much to say. Like, I have Inky Johnson, one of my favorite motivational speakers. People don't quit and burn out because of what they do. They quit and burn out because they forget why they started. Okay? So they forget why they started. So don't forget why you started. You wanted to make an impact to all these girls. Knowing this information from this video series, I hope that you could use it and use it for good. The main goal is we want our black girls in education, especially in the inner city, anybody, to feel empowered. It don't matter about your background. I came from the school system that I'm serving. It don't matter if I'm from Alaska and I moved to where I'm at. I'm in the inner city. I really just want to remember why. I want to remember why. I want to empower black girls. I want to give them the reason why in this curriculum. Show them the curriculum. Show them people that look like them that's successful. If you're in the health science department, an academy or something like that, show them black women who's successful doctors and nurses. Have them come talk to them, because guess what? Everybody wants to be like their heroes and like everybody idolize. If they don't idolize somebody that looks like them, maybe they don't. That's part of their confidence and part of the reason that why they don't want to be, successful. We really have to do better. Okay. curriculum, changing the curriculum. Like this is things you can do as a teacher, showing them people